Hello, welcome to the Barbershop Breakdown Show. Hitting you with another sports edition here. It's your man Roscoe Squeeze Off. Alright, what I want to talk about is the Terence Crawford fight against Amir Khan. I should have put out a pre-show, kind of like I did with the Errol Spence show. When he was when he just had his most recent fight, and it's the same thing. Where we have guys who should be fighting each other. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia fought last night as well. He beat some bum up as well. Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao. These guys need to be fighting each other. They're beating up bums because their promoters won't let them fight each other. And it's just sad. I mean, Keith one time, Thurman. I mean, it's literally sad what we are doing here. We won't let these guys fight for whatever reason. That fight last night against Amir Khan, Terence Crawford, had the nerve to be a pay-per-view fight. Now, I looked at, and people said it would be a good fight. I was in the barbershop this week. I was like, no, it won't be. It's going to be garbage. But then when I looked at the experts, I believe, on ESPN and on Fox, that picked the fight, every last person picked Terence Crawford to win. And like 95% of them picked him to win by TKO. It wasn't like they were like, a handful of people picked Amir Khan. Every last prognosticator picked Terence Crawford to win. Why is that a pay-per-view fight? Why would you pay to see a fight that everybody knows is not going to be an upset? Amir Khan has a glass chin. We already knew this. He didn't get KO because they kind of quit for him. I mean, it was just nonsense, man. And boxing is being ruined because you have a sport like the UFC, where the best often fight the best. So by that being the case, if you're following that sport and you say, wow, I wonder if John Jones is going to get to fight this next guy that's the best. Yes, he will. Give it some time. If he can stay off drugs, he'll fight him. You know that going into it. Boxing, it took Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather like 7 years to fight. He fought Andre Berto like 5-6 years after he should fight him. Mayweather did. And it's not. I don't want to say it has anything to do with Mayweather. That is Al Heyman. And then Al Heyman, the same thing is being done by the Duva brothers, by Top Ranked. It's just all of them. This is all that happens all the time, man. You can't get the best to fight the best, which is nonsense. Pacquiao went over to PBC, and why is he not fighting Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence? All those guys are Sean Porter. Danny Garcia fought last night on Fox, won, and dominated some complete bum. He looked great, and he yelled that he was back and all this nonsense. Man, they need to be fighting the best. These guys should be all fighting each other. You got about 7 guys there that are quality, 147-pound fighters, and they're fighting everybody. They're fighting guys that weigh 135 that normally fight at 135. It's just nonsense, man. It's ruining the sport. Luckily we got Canelo and Triple G that will fight each other, at the top. And then Canelo, I'm giving him a lot of credit because now he's taking on Daniel Jacobs. So yes, we do have a fighter that will do that. But man, these other, the same thing with Triple G because he fought Jacobs as well. And these guys, man, you're fighting guys who are inferior to you, who Vegas has almost 100% chance of you winning. It would be monumental. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get our show on all the apps that people will listen to? How do we make money off of our podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing our podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with some great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading you this ad. Anchor, we started almost about a year ago, and it's been a godsend. Like I said, it's a one-stop shop for everything. You don't have to have any experience, and it takes you where you want to be. So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money by doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. And join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Upsets if you were to lose, and you're putting it on pay-per-view, man. Like, I mean, and granted, Danny Garcia didn't play his fight on pay-per-view, but you want to get to the weekend and look, forward to a good fight. And that's what used to happen with Wild World of Sports way back in the day when I was a kid. And you actually had good fights. And now you just got this nonsense, man. I mean, they keep stretching it out. I mean, there's no reason in the world Sean Porter shouldn't be fighting, Errol Spence. And Danny Garcia should be fighting Pacquiao. And Terence Crawford should be fighting whoever the hell, man. I mean, Keith Thurman. But it should keep going, man. You got enough fighters there to have some good quality fights in that weight class, and stop having them fight Amir Khan, people of that stature, or Mikey Garcia, who was originally a 130 pound fighter, then moved to 135, and went all the way to 147 to fight Errol Spence. Come on, man. Let's make some quality fights with the guys you have here. I mean, before you know it, it's already been about 3 or 4 years now. Before you know it, 5 to 8 years have passed. These guys will be a shell of themselves, and we will have missed the top quality fights that could have been made. So just my plea, to Al Heyman and Top Ranked and the Duvas and, whoever else is promoting, man, to make quality fights, man. The fans, you're smoking out the room, man, and fans are not going to be what they used to be. You're messing up a great sport, man. Between the judge, the way the judges judge the fight sometimes, and not getting majority or popular opinion. You get the judges seem to think whatever they want. At least make the best fights possible. If we got to already contend with that. We're losing fans of this great sport, man. They're going to MMA because MMA, at least, the best fight the best. They usually get a decent judgment, but the best fight the best. And if the judgment is ruled, in the era there, at least somebody can see it. I'm like, well, I thought it was the same. In the sport of boxing, man, you'll see 2 judges have a 113 to 115 for one fighter, and the opposite judge has a 118 to 110. I mean, if I sound at a loss for words and flabbergasted, it's because I am. We just keep making these garbage fights. We're charging people for them. If that was my first time buying a pay-per-view fight yesterday with Terence Crawford and Amir Khan, I may be through with the sport. I may be through with the sport because that's what we're doing to people right now. Completely one-sided, one-dimensional fight, which we knew that going into it. Now, I'm an avid lover of boxing, so of course I know that's going to happen. I'm not paying for such a fight. But if we got young people now getting into the sport that are really trying to follow it, and you see that nonsense, you're like, oh, this sucks. I'd rather watch WWE. At least it's exciting. So just, let me know your guys' opinion, man. I'm frustrated once again. I just want these promoters to make great fights, man. You can still make money, but they all trying to stretch it out, keep their guys fresh, have a bunch stable of guys. I mean, if they can charge pay-per-view and make a few dollars on it, fighting bums, I understand why they do it. We got to stop buying that crap. Let's not buy it at all. Let's give them the worst ratings ever. Let's just follow guys like Canelo, who actually wants to fight people. Well, sorry for my pretty much bitch session, but Until next time, man, we'll do a sports edition again. This is the Barbershop Breakdown Show. Your man Roscoe squeeze off with a sports edition. Till next time, peace. As they say, the barbershop is the cornerstone of the community. We discuss everything under the sun while bringing you that barbershop-style convo in a podcast. It's hosted by myself, Roscoe Squeezeoff, and my co-host, Rich Blackman. Please check us out on our Facebook page at the Barbershop Breakdown Show on Facebook. You can also join our private group from that very page. If you want to text us any of your comments or ideas, you can text us at 754-CALL-BBS, which is also 754-225-5227. We look forward to all your comments, all your ideas. If you have any topics or ideas you'd like to even be on our show, text us, communicate with us on Facebook. We can make it happen. This is the Barbershop Breakdown. You can go to our Facebook page, the Barbershop Breakdown Show. You can also friend us on Facebook by searching for Barbershop Breakdown. You can also go to us on Twitter at Barbershop B Down. And then you can email us barbershopbreakdown@gmail.com.